Hey guys, Silvertorian here, and fourth try is the charm! Let's make sure I'm actually recording this time. Yes, I am. Alright, first things first is I want to equip a different soul for my red soul, because the Killer Mantle soul is actually kind of great, as I've only recently realized in my second failed recording, which technically it wasn't a failed recording, I just wasn't happy with it. Alright, so to start off with is stuff. Actually, to start off with, I want to go down here. Because in here, there is a rubber ducky and a succubus. First place we actually see the succubus, if memory serves. There's also a Lilith. I kind of want the succubus's soul because reasons like the area we're going into next kind of hurts a lot, kind of like how she hurts a lot. And what the succubus soul does is it's a yellow soul. I actually want to have the rune ring on for right now. It's a yellow soul, and whenever you were to damage something like an enemy or a lantern on the wall or something like that, you will gain 5 health. And considering I don't want to die, that would severely increase my not dying potential. So I'm going to keep this up until I get her soul. It's not super common, but it's not extremely rare either. So I should only be here a few minutes. I'll see you guys once I have it. And that's not the right soul, that's Lilith's soul, which is also the tier 2 intellect soul. I think I might have the tier... do I have the tier 3? I honestly don't know. But I'll see you guys once I get her soul. I don't feel we'll need the Peeping Eye soul for much more. There's only a few more rooms, and I more or less know where they are, so I can kind of just point them out and put the soul on when we get there to demonstrate. So, as I've said multiple times already, I'll see you guys once I get this soul. However long this may actually take. Oh, that actually did not take very long at all. I'm going to equip that now. So now whenever... I did not even have the Peeping Eye soul on. So now whenever... where is it? There it is. Whenever I damage an enemy, or flame, or a torch, I will gain 5 health back. Considering how much damage the enemies up ahead will be doing, getting that 5 health back every attack I do is kind of great. And it even works if they guard. That's a sword there. I kind of want that sword. I'm probably never going to use the sword at this point, but I still want it. Ow. You jerk. I also haven't explained what I did with switching the red soul round. It is the Killer Mantle soul. What that does is it will switch the HP and NP of enemies. I'll get more into why that is incredibly useful in a moment. Because it's, just from the sound of it, yeah, that kind of makes sense, because certain enemies might have a lot of HP or MP. I don't know if the Were-Tiger is actually immune to the effect, because it doesn't really have much of an effect on that. But there are some enemies which it is incredibly useful for, and then others which it's a terrible idea to use it on. Magically inclined enemies tend to have a lot of MP, and they are very... you apparently don't work on. And they are... switching their HP and MP might give them a crap ton of HP, and it just isn't a good thing. It really isn't. But other enemies might have a crap ton of HP, but very little MP. And in their case, it is extremely wondrous to use it on. There are a few enemies which we'll be seeing one of them shortly. I don't know if we've seen it yet, but there's one of them which we'll be running into shortly, which it's a godsend for dealing with. Well, they aren't really terribly difficult to defeat otherwise, but it's fewer hits to kill them this way. Another one which is, it's nice for farming them, and you don't really need their soul, but I kind of like to have it because it amuses me, and we just got the Whip Knuckle. I'm not convinced that's going to be very useful to us at all. And then there's another enemy which, if you were to try to kill it without the Killer's Mantle soul, you would be here for, oh, how do I figure it out? If you were doing 1 hit a second, it would take you many hours to kill him. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. It's insane. It really is. I'll get more into that once we see him, but we won't be seeing him till next episode. I already know that for a fact, just because of where he is. Alright, now, first demonstration of the Killer Mantle Soul. kills a red Minotaur in one hit. The red Minotaur has a bit of MP, but not much, and he's mostly HP. So by switching his HP and MP, you go from doing this to him, which is 5 hits, 5 hits, versus one-shotting him. One-shotting him's pretty alright. What we got there was Leviatine as well, since I can talk about why am I doing it this way, I can do it that way. Leviatine, which is a sword with a fire element. It's actually fairly powerful. If I did not have the Class Solus or Balmung, I would probably consider using it. But having those two weapons, I kind of have no reason to use it. Unless there's an enemy I was farming which I couldn't use a trick like the Killer Mantle Soul and it was weak to fire, then potentially I could see it having use. And we get a super or high potion here. It's not a super potion. That's disappointing. Alright, so that's pretty much everything I have to say there. Leviatine, I'll talk about it more once we get up to my next area, because this area is now completely filled in on the map. We have a decent bit of area down here in the catacombs themselves, but I'm probably going to tackle that last and fill in other areas first. As for now, I want to take care of a bit of soul grinding before we go to the next area, since this video is just going to be a lot of us filling in stuff on map. So I'll see you guys all once I have the souls that I want to get. Ow. Holy shit! Yeah, you don't want to do that. Remember what I said about not using the Killer Mantle Soul on magically inclined enemies? We just gave him 4,500 health. Yeah. Ah, Flame Demon Soul. We may need this later. And the next area I'd like to go is right here by the start, because there's this area up here which I said we would go to when we can get everything there. And now that we can fly, we can get everything here. To start off with, there is, how do we pronounce this? Vaja? Something like that. It is a lightning element sword from India or something to that effect. I don't really know much about it in general. I don't know a lot about any religions in that region. I know a few of the obvious, but it's like a sword. I'm gonna look at it now. Vaja. There it is. Wrought by the lightning of Indra. I feel like that's related to India, but I honestly have no clue. I don't want to really say stuff that's wrong, because quite frankly it probably is wrong. But with this taken care of, we are pretty much ready to move on to the next area, and there's a few things I want to take care of with the next area, so I will see you when we get to the first of them. Alright, so the next place I wanted to go is actually here in the basement type area of the dance hall. This is where we fought, a Great Armor, I think it was. I've come here because of that thing. We actually have the damage capability of killing that thing now. We just need it to not run away. You gonna not run? Yeah, you're gonna not run away. One of these times, he will not run away. One of these times, he will not run away. There we go. So 2 hits from the Class Solus will kill him. His soul, if memory serves, should be a yellow soul, and it just gives you a discount at hammers, which I could admittedly use, but I don't feel like farming it right now. Yeah, that thing, I actually know a little bit about it. It's from Japanese mythology. A little bit about it. I think its biggest thing is just that it's really freaking hard to find. Something like that. Can I? Yes, I can Killer Mantle you. I figured I could. Golems are a good choice to Killer Mantle, it seems. Alright, so I'll see you when I get to the next target I have. We're going to be trying to clean these up as quickly as I can. Alright, so our next goal is actually right here. I put the PP9 soul on for this, but you can see that there is a breakable wall here. And having a weapon that hits up is rather useful for it. And I don't believe there's much here. There's money and the Sherman ring. I'm half convinced that's a mistranslation. I was playing through this game's sequel, and it was called the Shaman ring. and what it does is just increase experience you get, really. So I'll see you at the next place. I don't need that on anymore, but I will see you at our next destination, which is probably those grayed out rooms. To our right. Probably. I'll see you when we get there. And off we go! To these rooms. This shouldn't take very long for me to get in on map now that I can fly. Oh hey, there's money there. There should be one destructible wall in this area, which I admittedly kind of passed over the first time I was here, but I was yet to have the soul, the PP9 soul when I did that, so it's understandable that I missed it. If I looked at the map though, I probably would have realized. Alright, so nothing up here. Over here we get a tall hammer. I don't believe it's really that amazing in any regard at all. Most of the weapons that are good, like there's a few weapons out here that are still considered good. This is the destroyable wall, by the way. The Leviatine is actually remarkably good. It does respectable damage. There is a weapon we do not have yet that we will be getting this episode that is also rather good. And then there's also Balmung, which is good. Oh hey, I got the Ghost Dancer Soul. Beyond that, there is... oh, what beyond these? Well, the Claw Solus, obviously. I guess I'm just referring to weapons that aren't it. I want to go through here, I think. No. I'll kill you anyway. Kill the Une. So, beyond, with all of that taken care of, there's one area left where I wish to go to fill in map that I know before we go to the... two areas left that I want to go before we go to the final area. I will meet you at the first of them. Now then, the first area I want to go is here. Now then, I didn't really go in this room much more than to poke my head in, but we walk over here, and we get teleported back in time out of here. Now then, you recall that we got a Grey Soul, which I disabled to demonstrate that. The Galamoth Soul. Recognize places where time has been stopped. We walk in here with this on, and... oh hey. We kind of see that time was stopped, and the Chrono Mage can do nothing to stop us. I actually want to get that thing's soul. That thing's soul is kind of a requirement for getting something else's soul. And I would like to be able to at least show off the something else. As for now, there's this area which I'm just going to kill everything in sight to show it off. It's, for the most part, it's an optional area. You don't need to come here, especially if you know a few things about the game in general. Specifically, if you know what the ancient books are referring to. I'll get more into them when it becomes relevant. Alright, so that area should be completely unmapped now. And the only place left for us to go will be down to the catacombs and get that in on map. I'll see you guys when we get down there, and I'm probably going to get the Chrono Mage's soul in the meanwhile. See you in a moment. Hate you so much. That was a Skyfish. You need to be able to stop time to even fight it, because otherwise it's essentially immune to damage, you can't touch it. Also note that that thing moves, like, even when time is stopped. Time stop, by the way, is the soul of the Chrono Mage, the rabbit thing. Obviously a reference to Alice in Wonderland. But it is a power of that thing, and not everything is affected by its soul. Like, there are a few enemies that are immune to time stop. That is not one of them. It's limited in its effect, though. I prefer to think that it just moves so fast that time stop doesn't fully affect it. That there was the Longinus' Spear, which I'm pretty sure is a mistranslation. It should be the Longinus, but I have reason to believe that anyway, but I don't actually know if it is a mistranslation. I'm only assuming it is indeed. Alright, let's put the Killer Mantle Soul back on, because one-shotting golems. Oh wow, that is so useful. The ability to one-shot a golem is amazing. Anyway, that is this area put on map, so really we just gotta do one more loop and that should be every bit of the map done, I think, except the final area. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And it's really just kind of a straight shot and then one bit of a room I've missed. But yeah, the Killer Mantle is really, I never appreciated how powerful this soul was until I Did a bit of research, mainly regarding one certain enemy, which we will be seeing again next video. As for now, let's get crap on map, because Medusa heads are jerks. Yes, we're getting stuff on map because Medusa heads are jerks. And kill the Mandragora, because it's in the way and irritating. And everything else is kind of in our way. It's trying to kill us. It's good enough reason to try to kill it. That nightmare went down like nothing. More Une. And more worms. When motionless HP are gradually restored. That's a great translation. There are enough, like, English bad translations in this, but for the most part, it's pretty good. Anyway, the room where the Skyfish is, if you come in from above there, you can go and get this Mana Prism. I kind of would like that Mana Prism, because they are very difficult to get otherwise. And now we just want to get this on map, which is really a matter of going up. There'll be like 2 side rooms. One here, nothing special, and then there's going to be like one up ahead that has a save in it. And let's get that as well. I don't actually need to save. I don't even know why I'm saving in this game. Like, everything I do is save states at this point. Another thing I've discovered is when you're looking at the map, I'll bring it up in a moment, every 0.1% is one room. So it is very easy to tell how many rooms you are in actuality missing. Alright, so the final room we need is over here. And I'm not even going to put down that soul so we can go through here. Except I'm going to have to for the return trip because reasons. Alright, that should be everything we have that we can currently put on map. I think. Probably, maybe. I don't actually know. So for now, we just need to get up to the final area. There are 2 entrances to it. From the clock tower, there's a passage up there. We can't actually go that way. I'll point out why when we come from the other side. So we're going to have to go up from the room which is kind of above us and to the right. I'll see you guys when we get there. Here we go, guys. Right above us is the start of the final area. So then, until next time, when we actually go into the final area, I should, in theory, I don't actually know in practice, I should have everything on map now. I probably don't. I'll figure out what I'm missing later and take care of it then. So until next time, when we go into the final area and finally make it to the throne room. Only been doing that all game. See you guys all then. Later.